Hi all, welcome again. Till last session we have learned how to connect Excel with MySQL using VBA and print table data along with the column names. Today we will learn to write reusable codes specific to database activity. Reusable codes are nothing but the set of lines helps to write code faster, avoid repetition of a code lines, low maintenance and many more. Today we will create a function to get MySQL server connection, to get record set object and a method to print table query. So let's begin. Open VB editor window. This is the code last time we have written. So today we will create a function which will return object connection for MySQL database. Okay, let's start writing the function. Function get connection underscore MySQL. We will need few parameters which frequently change because of database, different database name, port name or server name. Okay, and sometime username and password also get changed. Server name as a string, second parameter port number, this will also be in the string. Database name, fourth parameter is username and fifth parameter okay. Let me separate into the two lines. Okay, now let's have this variable as an object. Then we will set this object as a edudb.connection. Let's have connection string. Then we'll open this object and now we'll return this value. In this connection string, few values we have to take it as a parameters. Okay, so here it is a server name, localhost I have written. So instead of localhost we will put it our argument value. Okay, then port number, let's separate this long line into two lines. Database name, username and password. The same function we will use into the main method. We don't require this, we'll delete it out. Here we will set object CNN is equal to get MySQL connection, and in this one is it prompting for str server name, str port, database name and all these things. So let's have it here. The first parameter server name localhost, second parameter port number 333330, third parameter is database name, that is employees, fourth parameter is user, that is user underscore username, that is user underscore 01, and password at the rate user underscore 01. Okay, so now we won't require this one. We have already used open method of a connection in this function, so we won't require it here, so we will delete it out. Let's test this connection. Okay, let me delete it out the entire data. Now let's run this code. Hope we should get the connection. Yeah, we got the connection, and now it is printing the columns here. It has been printed the data, and now we are closing the connection. Done. So going forward, we will use this function. We will simply copy paste this function into our new project whenever it is required. So below patch reusable code. Okay, that's it. Okay, good. Now our next function, to print record set. Okay, so we have these many lines to print the record set. Okay, but here also requirement get changed. Sometimes you have a different location to print your record set. Okay, so how? And again the next one is also, it's an your developer choice whether you wanted to print the column names also. So let's write the method. For the method we use sub print record set. Here we are going to have three things as a parameters. One is a object, second one is a query, and third one is a destination where to print your record set. It means range, like an A1, A2, that the one. By val object CNN as a object, then by val str query as a string, by val range to print query we will mention as a range. Okay, copy and paste it here. Okay, let me explain this code to you. Our record set columns are always start with a 0. Here it is the row number, and here it is the column number to print it. Okay, so it is increasing by 1. So earlier we were having the range A2, okay, where we have to print the column, but here we are asking developer to get the address. So for this one we will need to write it down two variables. One is a start column name. Okay, column st print is equal to this as a column. Okay, and this variable will be used here. Okay, and the second one is row st print is equal to range dot row. Okay, and here we are going to have one more object, that is worksheet name. So what we will do, set ws dest is equal to this dot parent. Parent stand for this is a range. Range parent is their worksheet. So whatever the destination worksheet we are having, we will print over there. So you might have some different worksheets also where you wanted to print the record set. So that's why we have taken this object. Okay, so this we will cut and we'll paste it here. Now we have to print the data. So for example, if you are passing this range as a B100 or B10, okay, so you are going to have to start your record set printing from column number 2 and row number 10. So this is picking up that column number 2 and onwards, sorry, row number 10 it is going to pick up and here. But if you are printing, okay, columns, then you need to print it your record set data to the next row, range destination. we will have it here, dot offset, and here we, so same column but the next row from B10. Okay, so let's delete it out these things. Okay, again we might use one more parameter here. If developer don't wanted to print the columns, just wanted to print the data only, that parameter also we will use it by val boolean bln print column as a boolean. So if it is if developer want to print the columns, then only we will print the columns. So here we will use it, this also will put it here. Okay, else we will simply print the data without offsetting the values. We don't want these things. Okay, now this print record set we will use it in Abo code. So we wanted to delete it out all these things. Okay, let's delete it here. Right now we are printing our record set from A2. Okay, so let's call the method. Okay, object CNN, query will be this, sorry, comma. Okay, then you are going to print the column destination, I mean range destination. So what I am going to have it here, range of A2. Okay, and do you want it to print the column? First we will put it as a false. I don't want it to print the column. Okay, let's delete it out this. Okay, let's run the code. I don't want this line also. Let's run the code. Okay, now let's see here. I have said I don't want it to print the column, that's why it will go to the else loop. There is some error, this line we miss it over there. So let's have this object, let's have it here. First we will declare this object dim, we'll paste it here. Okay, then this object rs, we will define this object rs record set. Let's cut it from here and paste it here. Okay, now this object is going to execute this query, str query. Okay, let's have it here. Okay, done. So now let's run the code again. See how less code we have in our main method. It has been printed the record set without column name. See here, without, we don't have a columns, directly we are printing the data. Let's delete this out and run the code again with parameter true. What is this last parameter is? Do I need to print the record set columns? Yes, I am passing true, it means I wanted to print the record set. See here, same. How many records? 1000 records, correct? The same one. So these are the reusable functions we have created. All these reusable functions we will use in our future codes also. Okay, there is one more last function is been pending. Okay, which is going to return a record set object. Okay, whichever query I am going to pass, it will return the record set object. Function get record set. Okay, in this one we are going to pass obj connection as a object and val str query as a string, and behalf of this it will return as a object. Okay, the same code we will have it here. We don't print the record set always. Okay, sometimes we have to modify the record set also. In a large project we need a record set object. Okay, that time also we will use this function. Right now for this purpose we have created, this is enough one, print record set, but in future when we are going to create a big project, eventually we are going to do that things. So definitely that time we will need all these functions including this. Okay, now let's have it. Okay, and return this object. Okay, okay, so we have taken the object name, then we have defined this object, then we have fired the query, and we have written that object. This is done. Let me have the spaces here. Okay, so this is our complete code. If you guys are not able to see the code, I'm just scrolling little bit. This is a complete code. These functions you can use in any other project where the database connectivity exists. You don't want it to maintain this code again and again once you have tested if it is working. Only focus on the parameters, and that's it. Thanks everyone.